as possible. Max, Molly, Chris Canty, live at the top of the hour on First Take. Meanwhile, we've got 4 minutes, and we're going on the clock here with bold NFL predictions. Graziano, I'm starting with you. Give me a bold prediction.
3 NFC East teams will finish this season better than 500. The sad sack division, which didn't even have a 500 team last year, the schedule sets up nicely for just about all of them. Dallas's defense should be better. Washington's quarterback play should be better. Greeny, the Eagles, we're looking at the schedule release. Eagles don't have to get on a plane after week 10. I think the NFC East could surprise some people this year with their records. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of the disaster we saw there last year.
That is very sneaky of Graziano to say 3 teams, but not name them. That leaves you a lot of room to wind up being right.
Yeah,
I like the play. Bart Scott, you were next. Give me a bold NFL prediction. 30 seconds, go.
Well, I tell you what, Green, this is why I felt reading comprehension, because I thought we were supposed to make one for week 1. My week 1 bold prediction was that, Sam Darnold for 1 week is going to make the Jet fans eat crow, because I believe Sam Darnold's probably going to throw for about 350. You think about the weapons that he had, the reconnection with Robbie Anderson, Christopher McCaffrey coming back, Terrence Marshall Jr. You think about DJ Moore. He's going to put up about 350, and he's going to show all that, off-schedule plays, throwing off schedule and all that stuff, and he's going to drive the Jet fans crazy as Zach Wilson struggles in week 1.
I agree. What can I say? I completely agree. Sam Darnold's going to look around and say, I didn't know that in the NFL you could have NFL caliber talent around you. So there you have it. All right, but Mike T, we're saving the most interesting one for last. 30-second bold prediction. Go.
The 2021 Comeback Player of the Year, Dak Prescott, leads the Dallas Cowboys on opening night in Tampa Bay, gets the win, and our own Dan Orlovsky at the NFL Honors in February presents Dak Prescott with the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, and it starts on opening night when they go into Tampa Bay and beat Tampa.
I like every part of it. I cannot wait to see the Prescott and Foxworth families together at that, because we've now combined them together here on this program. But let's not bury the lead. The prediction: Cowboys beat the Bucs in week 1. Bart Scott, what do you think?
Listen, I tell you what, people are underestimating the Cowboys and what they've done on the defensive side of the ball just from a speed and space type of standpoint. I think with that offense, like I said, Tampa's really full right now, and I think they could be surprised. Week 1 is always unpredictable.
Oh, yeah, that Thursday night opener with the Super Bowl champions at home, though, is usually a pretty tough game to come in and win on the road. Graziano, what do you think?
It's been done. To Bart's point, though, I hope we all live long enough to see the day where people really do underestimate the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, correct. Underestimating the Dallas Cowboys traditionally has not been their problem. I will merely say, Mike Tannenbaum, you're nuts. The Buccaneers are the best team in the NFC. The Cowboys are the most overhyped team in the NFC. I don't buy it at all.
Week 1.
Dak Prescott is an underrated player, and he is going to be a force multiplier for that offense, and they win 50-47.
Dak Prescott is the second highest paid player in the National Football League. 50-47. Oh, we've lost our minds on a football Friday. Thank you guys for getting up. Thank you for getting up. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday. First Take starts now.
Thank goodness it's Friday. A feel-good Friday it is. First Take, let's ride. Here we go. Was the Patriot way really the Tom Brady way? One of the fellows will tell you why Bill Belichick is overrated. Oh, and Tom Brady Sr. talking that talk. I am here for all of it. And with everyone saying Tim Tebow would be a hot mess in Jacksonville, one of the guys says he's going to be an asset. Don't miss that. Plus, Big Perk joining the show. He's got a team from the East that can actually beat the Nets in the playoffs. What? Perk, I need details. Let's get it.
I saw the schedule come out last night, and I started salivating when I saw that we play the Patriots in the 4th game of the season, and that we're coming up here to make our record 4-0 after the 4th game. So we expect to beat the Patriots rather handily.
Don't you love when Papa's talking? Max Kellerman, Chris Canty, Kendrick Perkins will be joining us a minute on Molly Karen Rose. Let's go. All right, so you heard Tom Brady Sr. He's ready to be 4-0 after Tom's much-anticipated return to his home for 20 years. October 4th to face the coach that he won 6 rings with. Their first year apart, Bills team missed the playoffs with 7 wins, while Brady won his 7th ring and is talking and having more fun than ever. Max, was the Patriot way more Brady or Belichick?
I'm still going to say Belichick. And I'm the one who yesterday brought up the fact, hey, but the Patriots way really underneath was about winning, right? And maybe that's Brady. I'm still staying with Belichick because this is undecided right now. What we know about Brady is that he went and joined a team that was so good that a guy who couldn't start for a single other team in the NFL, how do we know? He was a backup the next year, Jameis Winston. He still may not be the starter this year, right? And Drew Brees retired. Won 7 games with a dude who threw 30 interceptions. They were already loaded. And then Brady shows up, brings his boy Gronk and AB. And they wind up winning the Super Bowl, by the way, in a funky kind of COVID season, right? Where things were a little bit weird. So that's not the Patriot way. That's Tom Brady makes super team, right? That's big name free agents wanting to sign, who still have something left. That's a team that's already stacked with talent. Sure, he brought leadership and all that, no doubt, and he brought a high level of play, too. But meantime, you look at the Patriots. They had nothing. Brady left because they had no weapons, Chris. Nothing. He's like, I can't take it anymore, right? They had 9 players say we're not playing because of COVID. Most of the defense, which they hung their hat on. They had a quarterback totally different than Brady off a catastrophic injury, a year off, come and play with no preseason, and he got COVID. And still, remember what a good game they gave the Chiefs? Without Cam even until the second half, right? They had wins against good teams last year, more than one. No, they were still doing Patriots things on the low. He just had nothing to work with. I can't say that the Patriots way is not Bill Belichick. Not yet.
Here's why you're wrong, Max. You're talking about all the opt-outs that the Patriots had. We don't know whether that's because of COVID or they just weren't excited to play for Bill Belichick without Tom Brady. I mean, we're talking about the player being the one that's the difference. Tom Brady being the one that's going out there and executing. It seems like there were a lot of players that were in a hurry to get down to Tampa to be with Tom. Antonio Brown being able to find his way there. Rob Gronkowski coming from the WWE to decide he was going to join Tom Brady coming out of retirement. So I look at this situation and I think back to what opened the door for this conversation to happen. Bill Belichick kicking Tom Brady out of New England. It wasn't that Tom Brady demanded a trade. Bill Belichick decided that he was going to move on from Tom Brady. And that's been a part of Bill Belichick's way. That's been a part of the Patriot way. Moving on from a player a year too early rather than a year late. But with Tom Brady, it wasn't about not being able to play anymore. It was about not being supported properly. And that speaks directly to the head coach and Bill Belichick not surrounding him with the requisite talent that it takes to continue to have sustained success in the twilight of his career. It ain't Tom Brady's fault that Bill Belichick only drafted 1 Pro Bowler since 2013. That's on the head coach. And so while I'm with you...
Well, that's on the GM, who's also the head coach.
Well, exactly, but it's still one and the same when it comes to the Patriot way. That's the same conversation, right? So when we start talking about who's more responsible for it, I will always lean toward the player because the coach can't go out there and execute. I remember when I played in college for Al Groh, Bill Parcells' disciple, former New York Jets head coach, he had a huge sign in his office. He said, coaches with good schemes and no talent coach at unimportant places. For the first time in 20 years, when it comes to the conversation about championships and who's competing for a Super Bowl, the Patriots were